it's all connected, right? And the more that we can share the connectivity directly to people through staying on the farm and living there, the better the chance that we have of building solid farmers in the community. And that's what the future is gonna need, you know? One Uncle Daniel is nothing to the need, right? It's not about how much taro I plant. It's how big can we dream and how much can we push to create space for others to plant, for others to have that relationship.
So Lou and I are not in Maui anymore. We've flown to another island. We're on Oahu, and we got here yesterday, and it's been kind of a whirlwind. We came back to film with the farmers that we had made the video about a few months ago, Daniel and Alohi and their whole family and community, and the farm is looking so amazing. Like, there's a new roof on the house got painted and new windows. Everything has grown so much, and things are definitely looking in the right direction for them to like secure the property. But now we're actually being taken on a little adventure, getting out, because all we've seen of Oahu is their farm. So they're like, you need to see some more. So we're going to a different taro patch that they have, or kalo patch. And last night we actually got to experience making poi from scratch, which was so cool. And they do that every Thursday with the community. And we learned a lot from everyone. Everybody has their own technique, different way to use the stone, different way to prep the poi, or prep the kalo for making it. And yeah, we got to taste some great food and really just enjoy like the family community vibes. Like, they've built something so special here. And hopefully like they can tell you in their own words, like, what it really means to actually put all of your love like into your land and into your community, and see those two things like meld together.
If there wasn't someone that offered a space to start it, nobody would know how important it was to them. And so gratefully, you know, I have elders that brought it into our family and the practices, but we are the generation that get to help others, right? And wouldn't we want to see more families like that? I mean, last night you really had the Dynamite crew, you know, and then you saw the family that never really ever made poi make poi for their baby's first birthday party, right? And just that mixture of regular everyday practice so you can celebrate, actually all tied into the same thing. None of that poi making happens without taro. Yeah, and where does the taro come from and how is it grown is as equally as important as what it's made into and who makes it. Why we do it in the fashion that we do it is more of a spiritual nature, and the ideologies of being able to practice that spirituality in food preparation, I think is not often emphasized today in the culinary world. And before it's lost, we have this really awesome opportunity to make it mainstream. Yeah, and it's like, you know, before we clear the land, we pray. Before we plant, we pray. You know, and it's like that ability to take a dream, put it out there in the air, plant it into the ground, harvest it, and have it feed your baby, I think is amazing. When the whole world's food system is turning into fake everything, it will give the opportunity for the real foods to come back to the surface.
And I think you could see that in everybody showing up last night, like how their lives, like just from the food they eat, how just making poi had started changing their habits in so many other aspects of their life. You know, like it's like one night a week, but how that infiltrates everything.
Well, it's also every meal for the rest of the week. Yeah, it's like one night a week, but every meal thereafter. And our first goal is to get people to be able to make enough poi to feed themselves for a week. The next goal is to help them be able to feed their family for a week. And if you can feed your family for a week in one sitting, then you are building a practice that is duplicatable. Tell you what, everybody that was there last night has been working on their skill As you can tell, Lou, if we left you with 50 pounds to do last night, would we be in trouble?
I'd still be there.
But you know, that's the reason that we only give you a little bit. Yeah, it's because we almost burnt you out on that much. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how it is for everyone.
Yeah.
If you haven't done it, there's a good chance you're not gonna be that good at doing it. But that's totally normal, right? And it's like, just get over your fear of like sucking and suck it up. And the worst hand-pounded taro oftentimes is better than the best milled poi, right? And as you get better, it only gets better. And the whole idea is to get to the point where you want to come and farm. Farmers used to be a very independent lifestyle.
Yeah.
Where you really didn't need anyone, and that's why you became a farmer, because you wanted to do a lot yourself. Today, farming is turned into something that banks bankroll, and boards dictate what happens to places that they only see on, spreadsheets. How we're gonna go back is returning to subsistence in places that we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to birth a whole new generation of agriculturalists that want to farm in a way that the profit is the future is better. We're still finding out the best mechanisms, but the reality is that unless our farm is a model in use, it's hard for us to really help other people get excited about it. So, the home base has been the place to show how you can take spent soil and re-energize it during doing these practices. At the same time, right, in 7 years, our place went from one guy living there, totally overgrown, to now community ku'i every single week. You can go in the backyard and find foods. I mean, how was the langsat?
Everything that we've eaten from your house has been out of this world.
Right? It's delicious.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, where did you... It's like, look, it's all connected, right? And the more that we can share the connectivity directly to people through staying on the farm and living there, the better the chance that we have of building solid farmers in the community. Yeah, I think everybody wants like a silver bullet, like, oh, go to Uncle Daniel's house for like one community ku'i and then boom, you're gonna be a master. It's like, that's actually not how it works. Where we're at is we're trying to inspire the other groups that are very similar to us, that this is the right path, and create these sort of, beacons in every community that you can go to. And if everyone has a little bit different style of teaching the same thing, if you did the whole circuit, you'd just be rich with sustainable agriculture, food practice knowledge. And that's what the future is gonna need, One Uncle Daniel is nothing to the need, right? It's not about how much taro I plant. It's how big can we dream and how much can we push to create space for others to plant, for others to have that relationship, have a meaningful, long-lasting relationship. In part comes down to us being secure. Yeah, when we can wake up every day and know that we are in a place that we can give, it's much easier to give. And so, in our whole process with what has happened in the last 9 months, the big takeaways is that the perspective of what is a blessing and what is something that is not a blessing oftentimes is the person that it's happening to. And as much effort is being thrown at you, is almost you got to put the same amount of effort to unthrow it. I don't think that we were dreaming big enough. I don't think before this experience we were ready to tackle this type of hugeness. I don't think we were ready to plant the Ulu Grove. I think we needed to, one, be absolutely sure how blessed we are. Yeah. And it's like, just like my kids, you grow up in this, you become numb to the amazingness of it. We needed to literally be shaken from the core and be faced with the fact that, man, the place that you have planted, your whole family is planted in this land, because you don't own it. Now you're at fear of all of that effort being swept away.
So every morning it's like we wake up and we do a check, like, is this right? Are we doing everything we're supposed to be doing? Are we on this right path? And for me, it's been a lot of just trusting, that, okay, yes, we are on the right path. This is, but if I think about it too much.
It's been scary. It's also been like, I've never had to fundraise like that before, and it was really draining and overwhelming. What I've known is this: with this support from the community, it really puts us in a place to continue to support community and help other families in the same situation. If your family's in the same situation as us, reach out to us. We want to collaborate with you, and we want to help you overcome your challenges, just as all the help that we've received to overcome ours. And this mission of coming back and farming and securing land is not going to be new. It's going to be something that we're going to have to get good at. And here's the blessing. The famous 5-minute rain of Kahana. Don't blink, you guys. It'll stop raining.
If you'd like to help support Daniel and Alohi's efforts to own their farm, there's a link below. We just want to say thank you to everyone in Oahu for welcoming us into the weekend's activities. And a special thank you to all of you who make up this incredible community.
Hi YouTube. This is my brother. Give this episode a thumbs up.